All right, guys. Today I'm actually going to take you inside of our, a little bit deeper into our Angel Fire project. It's going to be next summer. And we got our plans back the other day. And just to get deeply into the design process, that is a common topic on the forums on Facebook about ICF. Obviously your walls are 12 inches thick. If you have a 6-inch wall, 13 roughly, if it's an 8-inch wall. And so you get a regular set of plans designed for 2x4, 2x6, and you've got to adjust on the fly, which can be a little tricky. It's not impossible. But if you got it designed from Jump Street, you can design it with ICF blocks. And a guy I'm going to show you, B&G Drafting locally here in Springfield does a very affordable and very good, clean job on plans. And they know and love ICF and know exactly how to design with it. So that's what I did. I found a set of plans I liked online. I took the basic floor plan and I sketched out all the changes I would like. Me and my wife sat down and went over the things we thought we needed. We have different criteria than you might. This is for a VRBO on a mountain, at a ski resort. So there's certain things we need that you wouldn't do if you're going to live in your forever home. Like we don't have big closets. You'll have big closets. We're trying to make wow factor and space and a corporate retreat or a big family, just like we have in Dolphin Island. Lots of space. You don't need big closets, but you need certain amenities. And this mountain chalet needs different amenities than the beach houses, obviously. So we're going to get into all of that deeply as far as kind of what my thought process was. I'm actually going to give you a tour of the plans here in a second. Before that, I will be announcing training dates for February down in Dolphin Island. We have 2 pools going. One's going to, if I get it done the way I want to do it, one's going to be ready for eco finish. The other one's going to be ready to pour about the first week or second week of February. I got World of Concrete. I'm attending third week of January. So it's just going to depend on how things break, getting everything ready. And I had an engineer flake and had to get a new one, and he's almost done. And I've just got to get the piling set before I set dates, because that is the uncontrollable feature. I can't build those without the pilings. I think I've got that all lined up. I'll be able to announce the dates around Thanksgiving when we're going to do that training. And it's going to be a really cool training. So that said, the Angel Fire project is going to have multiple opportunities for training and other things, because we have an ICF pool, we have light deck, we have fab form products going everywhere. We have ICF walls and light deck floors and roofs. And we're going to be there all summer next summer and trying to schedule, where some of you guys that want to get those experiences, because it's the future of building. And if you guys are the first ones in your market doing these things, it's a very, very good business model. So I want to bring that to as many people as possible. I came to the realization when we got so busy this year that I cannot possibly do 1% of the work myself. So it's been a lot more rewarding teaching you guys and watching you guys kick butt in your respective markets. So I'm going to take you into the plans right now. Like I said, going to have the training announced here real soon. We also have a new line of hot tubs called Northern Bay hot tubs that we're selling with roast. It's going to make a ton of sense. I'll get into it next week for our pool kits and everything else. By next week on ICFguru.com, the prices will be on there for each model. That's MSRP. We can sell them to you far less than that. We can't advertise it. So you'll just hit me on ICFguru.com with the information. Say, I like this model. And what do you got? And I live here. And I will tell you what the bargain price is that roast can do, shipped to you. So anyway, that's coming next week. In the meantime, I'm going to take you to these plans. See you guys next time. Okay, guys. So this is what the plans will look like when you get them back from B&G. They look real similar to something you would buy out of a book, but obviously you get to customize every detail. So real quick, the front elevation, they'll usually put some generic siding on there. We kind of talked about it. I'm going to probably do Nichiha wood siding on this front tower here, and then probably some stone around the garage below the Everything else is going to be stucco. So he just kind of generically filled that in so he'd get kind of a feel for it. The landscaping is all generic. Obviously nothing but ponderosa pines in the reality. So anyway, the balcony is kind of the real flary piece on the outside front that kind of wraps around the back and goes, over there to look down the mountain with the awesome view. That balcony is going to be really one of the spots on this house. The third car garage, if you notice, it steps down 3 feet. That is an owner's lockout that's going to be tall enough for an RV. I do have to push the wall back a little bit from what is drawn because I forgot to tell him to do it. But otherwise, it's awesome. So the back elevations and side elevations are usually left really clean. Makes them easier to put a scale ruler on and everything else because it just kind of gives you accurate representation of where everything is placed, from the outside. So, kind of come here, you get a roof design. Most roofs are hips or gables. They're going to have a lot more lines on them. Obviously, these flat roofs, there's not a lot of detail from above, but you can kind of see what's going on there. So now the first floor. I'll kind of get into my thought process, and it's different than if you're doing this for your forever home, a house you guys are living in, and only you. So for a VRBO type situation, a luxury VRBO, what you're going for is wow factor and practicality together. So you got a 2-car garage. It's available to, the people staying in there. Also, the entryway for anybody that's, parked outside leads in. It's got about a 20-foot ceiling. Cool. It's going to have some cool, probably antler chandelier or something. Kind of give it that mountain modern look. You walk in, you've got a lavatory right to the right, just a powder bath. The stairs are open, that go upstairs. You'll see them from the entry. And the great room is also open to above. So you got a bridge that kind of separates the two spaces. Really similar to the big house that you guys have probably watched me build over the last couple of years. And that's a really cool wow factor. The kitchen is pretty basic, but big and functional. We're going to go with very modern cabinets, kind of the mountain modern. I think most of your casework should be clean and modern. And then a lot of your furnishings should be rustic. A lot of like the fireplace, instead of it being that cool, like large format porcelain, will be rock to give it that, mountain feel. But you got a nice island to work off of. I think it's 7 foot by 8 foot, or 7 foot by 8 foot by 4 foot, something like that. And then the big run of cabinets down the one side with the stove, the fridge. I'm still thinking about putting in a double fridge there. I've got the room. And just nixing the pantry, but also the pantry might be a little more valuable, but it has a walk-in pantry right there. So, I don't know, but it's going to have a mud hall coming in from the garage with the laundry, and it passes through over here. It's all, it kind of goes in a circle, which is nice for traffic. And the great room is nice and big, leading out to a cool deck. Really cool area. The bedrooms, when we're talking VRBO, you don't need big closets, okay? That's one of the big differences. You gain nothing from a big master closet. No one's ever there long enough to get use out of that space. So you keep that room for the bedroom itself, and you manage to put a full bath on each bedroom. They don't have to be huge baths, but full baths. Walk-in showers or tubs, and their own toilet and vanity. Although you do notice you do need to leave one of them open to the hallway outside. This is exactly what we did in Dolphin Island. We have 6 bedrooms with 6 baths, but 2 of those baths are open, or 3 of them actually are open to the common space as well. So people, that are staying on different floors don't have to run all the way up or down to get to their bathroom if need be. So that's really the kind of really important design elements of the main floor. The upstairs is just a lot of wow factor and more sleeping capacity. You get up there, you've got your balcony, which is kind of a bridge that goes between the entry and the living room. And it leads to the rec room, pool table, probably a pinball machine or 2, or maybe a video game, an old school retro game or something. It's got a wet bar and a family room area as well. Probably a little area for gaming consoles right there. The big part is it leads out to this amazing concrete deck that is on light deck above the garage. So, like I said, I'm probably going to push this wall here back somewhere in the middle of the screen here, just to give myself some more room in that garage bay, but also make the deck bigger, because the view off of this corner right here is going to be spectacular. So part of me wants to put the hot tub up here for that awesome view, but probably it's going to go in the basement, and you'll see, or outside the basement, and you'll see why in a minute. Again, bedrooms are almost identical to the ones below. Just nice big bedrooms with their own bathrooms. So Now let's go to the basement. This is where the design sort of slipped away from me a little bit, but I think it actually turned into a little bit of a stroke of genius, because down at the beach, even though we're adding pools now, we've done very well over the last 6 years not having pools, because we're right at the beach. You swim in the ocean, blah, blah, blah. But I think we lose a lot of rentals in the mountains, because part of the fun is sitting in a hot tub, going swimming in the hotel. So you got a lot of people that would love to stay in an awesome chalet with a big family or a corporate group, but they will opt for multiple hotel rooms because they get these amenities. So with an all concrete build like we're doing, the humidity is no longer a huge issue. First thing I'll address, though, get my sleeping capacity up. I've got 3 bunk beds, probably use a trundle bed underneath, so you could actually sleep up to like 9 kids in their own beds in this one room. It's pretty cool. May even have like a Murphy bed or something fold out in the family room, so an adult can stay down on the same floor if that's what people want to do. But obviously we've got another bath down here for to have a nice full bath on this floor. Mechanical room where the boilers will go to run the hydronic and all the other the water heaters and whatnot. Another family room leading out onto a back porch where the hot tub should actually probably go, just because I want to keep all the wet water sports in the same areas, keep it from tracking all over the house. But I got a pool in the basement, guys. Now follow me. That it's going to be in its own complete envelope. If you notice, there's ICF all the way around this room, and a light deck ceiling. So I'm not worried about the humidity like you would be in a wood structure. On top of that, I'm going to put an auto cover on it to manage the evaporation, adding to the humidity greatly. But I'll also manage that with ERV fans and a mini split just to keep the humidity at bay, But this is a bigger pool than most hotels have, guys. It's like 15 by 34. I've got a 50-foot long room here because if you notice, I'm under the garage, because light deck gives you that option, guys. In a lot of garages, especially on the side of a mountain, on a walkout, you'll end up backfilling the backside of the garage with 10 feet of fill sometimes. And by the time you've spent the money to do that, you could have put light deck and had a room under there. And we see that, more and more these days. But this is giving me the opportunity to have a legit, full-size, awesome indoor pool, which I think is going to attract renters at a much higher rate than if I didn't have that amenity. Because once you get here, you go to Walmart the first day, you never have to leave. The ski slopes are literally out the back door, mountain bike slopes in the summer, whatever. And you ride the lift back to the house. I mean, I am so excited about this. That feature, I said it as a joke originally. I said, I'm a pool builder. I got to put a pool in the basement, and I was joking. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that would be amazing business-wise. Obviously it's going to be, it's going to have to be maintained. We're going to do all automated IntelliChem so we can manage the pH. We're going to have an in-floor cleaning system. So I'm hoping to get the actual human, inputs down to once or twice a month. Because I'll be able to monitor the water chemistry from Missouri, digitally. And I can run the floor cleaning system from there as well. So I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's gonna be cool. So like I said, the content that we're gonna be able to bring you guys next summer, as far as training opportunities and everything else, ICF pool, fast foot, monopore, ICF wall building, window bucks, door bucks, but and the big part's the light deck and hydronic heating. This is truly the way of the future to build houses, and not really my opinion. It is the way. As we move into more sustainable builds. Yes, these are more expensive, but not a lot more expensive, and they last generations and with very minimal upkeep once they're done. And this one, because it's mine, a lot of my clients wouldn't want me to talk about costs, what they're spending, whatever. I'm going to walk you guys through every nickel that we're spending. We are getting some sponsorships, on this deal, and some of those still remain to be seen. But I will tell you what the retail, what you'd expect things to run you if you were doing this in your market. So guys, I cannot wait to get down here about May of next year. This will be after the dolphin builds on the pools. Next year is just a lot of fun projects, just a lot of me, not really working for a lot of other people, just doing things that I'm interested in doing, and I think you guys will be interested in seeing. So until next week when we unveil the hot tubs officially for roast and talk a little more about pool kits. Have a great week, guys. I can't wait to bring all this to you.